summer days burn me out, love just brings me down. Go inside like winter leaves that slowly leave the ground. Hey, you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting brown, baby, drink your night away. Maybe we will not regret it, you will not regret me. Laying down under the sun, burning love cause we are young. No one tells us what's done wrong, cause it's just me and you. Yeah, it's just me and you.
I definitely do. Sorry, it's really tight. Yeah, but I've never had a problem with them before. So.
Problem here, the ramp is unstable. Problem here, the ramp is unstable.
Hold you on the ground, make your eyes roll out. Kiss me all around, baby, do you like the sound of my wasted love? Wasted love, of my wasted love. Hold you on the ground, make your eyes roll out. Kiss me all around, baby, do you like the sound of my wasted love? Wasted love, just my wasted love.
So guys, we're here today in special effect in Oxford, a charity which helps children and young people with disabilities be able to play video games, and it's their 10th anniversary and we're here to celebrate it, so we'll see what we're going to get up to today.
Hold you on the ground, make your eyes roll out. Kiss me all around, baby, do you like the sound of my wasted love? Wasted love, of my wasted love.
Hi! This is great!
Hold you on the ground, make your eyes roll out. Kiss me all around, baby, do you like the sound of my wasted love? Wasted love, just my wasted love. It's just me and you. Yeah, it's just me and you.
welcome all of you. I'm really sorry that I've not been able to get around to everybody, but hi everybody. Goodness me, this is quite scary video. Welcome to everybody. Thanks very much to everybody for making the trip here. Really, really very much appreciated to help us celebrate our 10th birthday, 10th anniversary. Hopefully, I only sort of finished getting this together for a few minutes before I start welcoming people, so hopefully it'll all hold together. Welcome everybody. My first job before introducing Caroline is to tell you about like a fire drill sort of thing. If it's a fire, get out.
Well, I wish I could be as brief as that, but actually if I'm going to do justice to welcoming you all and celebrating Special Effects' 10th anniversary party, I am going to have to say a few more words than Nick did just now. It really is heartwarming that so many people come here from so far away and to gather here in this gorgeous building. And it's a really good news day. You know, we're celebrating 10 years of Special Effect. But the awful truth is that if Special Effect is 10 years older, so am I. You'll know that the fundraising part of Special Effect does a fantastic job. And I could mention lots and lots of events that have taken place through the good heart and the energy and commitment of so many people. But it perhaps, you know, the highlight perhaps is the Twin Town event, which takes place every other year and took place last year and raised how much? What was the final figure? Anybody know?
The man over there on the right, he's responsible.
Brendan, how much?
About 300,000 last year.
300,000 in one go, just last year. That's amazing. So, you know, Special Effect is a phenomenal charity in many respects, and just gives you an idea of what some people can do on our behalf. And finally, I want to pay tribute to Mick and to his team. The team is, you know, this team goes out of its way. It puts in hours way beyond the hours that they're contracted to work. They go above and beyond what is required of them. And I think it's because they are inspired by Mick. Mick is a phenomenal person. I don't need to tell you. In fact, I've written loads of words about Mick, and I'm not even going to read them off the paper because you all know what I'm going to say. He works so hard, but it's your vision, Mick, of what you wanted to achieve, what you wanted to deliver, and how you wanted your charity to feel. At the same time, he's kept his charity feeling like a family. We feel like a family here. We pull together like a family. And we're never going to get too big for our boots, even though we're 10 years old. So ladies and gentlemen, would you like to raise your glasses and say happy birthday to Mick and his team, and well done to Special Effect. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much all of you for coming. It's absolutely great to see you all. So, here we go. Happy birthday to us. Barry, I think in particular, recognised this. But yeah, happy birthday to us. And what a 10 years it's been. Sometimes it's been complicated. This is a setup for a guy with muscular dystrophy in Wales, and we've had to keep changing his setup throughout his life as his condition progresses, which is something that's a very important part of what we're doing, a very important reason why your ongoing support is helpful, because we hope that we can continue to support people till the end of their lives. So here we go, but it's worth it, because here are some examples, just a few, and I'm sorry the staff gave me loads of examples and I have to just pick a few. We just asked for some magic moments from people, from you know, any moments from the last 10 years. Some of them from some people gave me some recent ones, because some people like Nomi have only come recently, haven't you? But some from longer ago. This is a young man with muscular dystrophy, someone who couldn't play, loved Skylanders, and got into a video game, as I understand it, and yeah, it's a very popular one. A cupboard full of characters, but couldn't play the game. And so Nomi set up this kind of setup feet controllers down there, and special, very lightweight switches for his hands, so he could you control the buttons. And yeah, he was and he was squeaking with excitement as he destroyed a monster, and his mum was crying with joy. It was truly wonderful. So you'll get those moments, and those moments, as I say, are thanks to everybody here for helping us to achieve those moments. How does the name Special Effect, where did it come from? Well, it came from this moment. At the same time as we did this European project, that was the only eye gaze system in the whole of Europe. And we had Helen, who's Sandra's daughter, trying it at school, and they'll be charging off up to Scotland to work with these guys, and then off to the continent or whatever. But basically, that was the prototype system. It weighed a ton. You sort of needed a forklift truck to lift that over time. It was a big sort of cast iron device. And basically, this lad would be waiting. They formed a queue of people, because they heard, coming up with this amazing device over Scotland. And there was a queue of people, and this little guy was in tears because he'd been waiting so long. He'd got involuntary movement, 3 years old. He was fed up, and this actually, his shirt there is actually stained with tears. And so I said, can he come, to the front, because there's some older children with him. Anyway, his dad pushed his chair up. He was still sobbing like that, and then while he's gradually lifting his head and just showing a little bit of interest there, I did a quick calibration. There's a couple of points on the screen, so he could actually pick up his eye movement. And then I put a music program that you've seen me using with you, Tim, in a second. And then that was the expression on his face, and that's I thought that's the kind of that's the sort of impact you want, and that's what you guys are helping us to achieve. So thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Becky. I am 15 years old. I have severe quadriplegic cerebral palsy, which means my brain can't control the muscles in my body. I can't talk with my mouth, so I'm using this communication aid with my eyes to help me speak. It's a bit like Stephen Hawking's, but I think mine is much nicer. Also, I can't walk or stand or use my arms or hands, which makes playing video games quite difficult. I love playing video games, they are so much fun. Gaming is very important to me because it helps me to relax. I can lose myself in a game and forget about my troubles. I first met the lovely people at Special Effect about 4.5 years ago. I wanted to be able to play some games on my dad's Xbox. Special Effect helped me find a way to play using a big joystick that I could move with my chin and a few switches that I could press with my hands. It wasn't easy, but for the first time I could play with my dad on his Xbox. I loved playing the FIFA football game and the Sonic All-Stars racing game, and also a creative game called Viva Pinata. Special Effect is a fantastic charity for helping disabled people like me to play video games. Special Effect have also been great at listening to what disabled gamers like me want to play. Without video games, I think my life would be very boring. So I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone at Special Effect. I love you.